Help support the show by joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member. Also, hit that like button and subscribe if you want more Browns-focused content. All right, day one in Mobile, Alabama, live here from the Senior Bowl. Sorry this video is getting out a little bit later than usual. The time difference kind of threw me for a loop. It's a 1 hour time difference than what I'm used to. So this video is not going to go out at 6 like it's supposed to. It's going to be a little late. I expect everything else to be on time as things go forward. But the first bit of news, at least for the Browns, when it comes to the Senior Bowl, didn't have anything to do with any of the players at the Senior Bowl. It had to do with Andrew Berry officially putting the kibosh on any rumors that Myles Garrett might not be a Cleveland Brown next year. He straight up told Mary Kay he's not trading Myles Garrett. And look, we've said this before. Anybody who's mentioned how ridiculous the idea of trading Myles Garrett is, he is such a good player that there is no trade value for him. Like, this isn't just like a pretty good defensive player or a top tier defensive player like a Denzel Ward. This is a generational defensive player. You keep those guys on your team. It's 3 first-round picks. It's not enough for a guy like Myles Garrett, and that's essentially all you can trade. If you want to trade for Myles Garrett, you got to give me something generational in return. So unless you're willing to give me Pat Mahomes for Myles Garrett, then don't call the Cleveland Browns about trading for Myles Garrett. And it's basically what Andrew Berry said was, he's not trading Myles. There's no price for Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is not available. And it seems like on both ends of this whole thing, this trade request scare that we had, which I think was blown heavily out of proportion, is officially done, right? Like, I don't think there's anything to it anymore. So that's good news, right? Anytime you get to find out that your franchise player is definitely not going anywhere, it's good. And I wouldn't be surprised if we find out there's an extension coming in July, because that's where things are trending. So Myles Garrett trade, it's just not happening. Andrew Berry has said as much as that. And look, I appreciate the Browns avoiding doing what they did last year, which was allowing these narratives, these silly narratives to grow, right? The whole not telling us what's going on with the play calling allowed all these kind of weird conspiracies to go because the Browns wanted to be secretive about silly things. So I like that they're deciding, hey, on some of this stuff, we just don't even want you speculating, right? Play calling. Kevin Stefanski, first thing he does before he introduces the new offensive coordinator, let you know he's calling the plays. Boom. No, you ain't got to write the articles. You ain't got to speculate for 2 weeks about what does that mean and did he hire that? We're good. He's calling plays. Same thing goes with this trade request thing, right? It was out there lingering. It kind of died down. People are going to get bored in a couple months, start writing about random stuff again. Takes this off the board, right? He put the kibosh to it. I appreciate that, and that shows me a front office that at least at this aspect is learning how to better manage these situations so that silly stuff doesn't get the life that it got last year. So good on them. Now let's talk about some of these prospects at the Senior Bowl. Day one, it's not day 2, day 3, right? You're not in full pads yet. The practices haven't ramped up in physicality. You're wrapping up in a lot of these drills. So what you see day 1, not really an indicator of what you're going to see day 2 or day 3. That being said, day 1 did happen. There were some guys who stood out for a number of reasons. So let's talk about Mike Green. I'm hearing from a lot of folks down here in Mobile, they have Mike Green out of Marshall, edge rusher. He wears number 15. Played Ohio State this year, so if you want to get familiar with him, there's a game out there with him playing Ohio State. People are telling me this is edge number 2 in this draft. A lot of people looking for edge that aren't in the range for Abdul Carter. Another thing I'm hearing from a lot of folks, they expect Abdul to go in the top 3, maybe even number 1 overall. So, it's not just me or people in Cleveland telling you Abdul Carter is really good. It's a league-wide thought that Abdul Carter is really good, but a lot of people think Mike Green's right up there, right? 6'4", 255 pounds. He has the ideal build of an edge rusher, right? He's built like what you expect. He has the big legs, the big arms, the big shoulders. Everything's there for him. Mike Green looks like a stud. I'm excited to see what he does going forward, especially with some of the tackles that he's going up against. Speaking of some of the tackles, I thought Josh Connerly had a pretty strong showing today. I want to see more from Josh. I thought he was a little up and down in today's practice. Day 2, day 3 is where I really start taking stock. I'm going to try to record these and put them up on the channel. Y'all let me know in the comment section if raw footage of some of these drills is something that y'all would want as an upload on this channel. It's not normally what I do, but I think it's something y'all might be interested in. So let me know that in the comment section below. But yeah, Josh Connerly, I think he had a decent day today. He is somebody that I am squarely targeting for the Browns there at left tackle at 33. I think if you're looking for a left tackle at 33, Josh Connerly is your guy, or at least in that conversation, depending on who falls out the first round. He's the guy that I think could be there at 33. Greg Zabel out of North Dakota State. He's going to kick in and play guard or center in the league. I'm hearing a lot of people think that he's a center in the NFL. What I liked about Greg, because he had a couple of snaps where a couple of reps today where he did not have the best start, right? He got blown off the ball or he got pushed back. But what he does really well is recover. And I think that ability to recover, as well as how good his feet were today, is something to pay attention to. Another offensive lineman that I did not have high expectations for coming in today, but I am interested to see what they do in day 2. Anthony Belton out of NC State. This is a guy who I saw just eat multiple bull rushes without like moving or being forced off the ball. Pretty impressive stuff that I thought we saw here from Anthony Belton. I'm interested to see what he does the next couple of days. Elijah Arroyo, the tight end out of Miami. I thought he had a pretty nice day. I like him when I watch the Cam Ward tape. He keeps popping up to me as somebody that I find interesting and want to continue to see more from. Again, the next 2 days are going to be crucial for him. There was another player from Miami that I liked. Jalen Rivers, I thought he had a pretty strong day too in the interior of the offensive line out of Miami. Somebody to look forward to seeing what they do in day 2 and 3, because he wasn't really on my radar, could work himself onto my radar after the Senior Bowl. And then if you're talking about the most impressive defensive interior player today, Omar Norman Lott, that ball get off for him. That first step is incredible. I mean, he was just demolishing guys. I want to see how these offensive linemen adjust to that now that they know what that first step is like from Omar. But yeah, if you've heard about that first step from Omar Norman Lott, it's insane. He has incredible first step. Like there was one play where he was just basically, he teleported into the backfield here. So love to see some of that there. All right, I want to talk about some running backs real quick. RJ Harvey, right? He got the measurement card. I believe he got in at, what did he come in at? Because I believe he was pretty, not light, but short. Yeah, he came in like 5'8". But if you look at how RJ Harvey is built, I have no size issues with him. He has big tree trunk legs. So I think he could be I don't know if he's an every down back in the NFL, but if you're worried about can he translate to the NFL with his size, yeah, I think he's NFL size. I've seen running backs smaller than him be successful in the NFL. I don't really worry about that, and it's not even to the point where I think he has to put on weight before his first camp. Devin Neal was another one. I had some size concerns when I watched him on tape. He is a NFL running back right now with his height and weight. He's at 220. He's again has that ideal running back build, 5'10", low to the earth. I like Devin Neal a lot, and I'm excited to see more of him in Mobile. So those are the guys there. And then let's talk real quick about quarterback. It wasn't a very impressive day for quarterback. I don't think Jalen Milroe turned many heads. They brought in the kid from Canada. Didn't really see much from him when he threw today. Jackson Dart was not impressive in drills today. Who else played? It was Seth Hannigan. I think he had Seth Hannigan, and to tell you how the day went for quarterback, Seth Hannigan and Dylan Gabriel, I think, had the best throws of the day. And Dylan Gabriel, for what it's worth, threw the highest on the miles per hour gun and threw the highest on the RPM gun. So apparently, if you like those two metrics, he has the best arm strength. When I don't know if you would call it arm strength, but he's spinning the ball the fastest at the Senior Bowl out of all the guys. Milroe, he made a couple of throws I thought were pretty nice. There was one where he threw with anticipation, pressure in his face. The problem with Milroe right now, at least at the Senior Bowl, is he's just waiting far too long to make some of these decisions that should be much quicker than it is. And that's something that popped up here. Now it's day one. He might just be getting used to it. He might come out tomorrow, start ripping. And if he does that, I feel much better about him. But yeah, all these quarterbacks today look like day three quarterbacks that you would draft in day three. I'll have more thoughts as they continue to go out through the week. But that's my thoughts from Mobile, first day at the Senior Bowl. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.